Please consider the target. This can be an amount of money you wish to acquire, the soulmate of your dreams, a genius idea, the skill of being a good parent, a rabbit, and the list goes on. Let us label this target as Object A. Object A is the person, thing, or circumstance you wish to draw closer to you in life. As discussed in the previous example, Object A would be the rabbit. The mechanics of perception proposes a unique and effective way to acquire Object A by making it a side effect within the process of pursuing Object B, where Object B is a state of being, environment, or mechanism which by its nature will attract Object A. Acquiring your target, the rabbit slash Object A, becomes a side effect of another process you are more directly engaged with. In this process, your inevitable success lies. In life, many have the rich juices of life: love, luck, prosperity, and protection. Many have these rich juices as their Object A. Unfortunately, many chase Object A with a bag and wonder why they still do not personally experience these rich qualities of life. Others do pursue an Object B with the hope of attracting these rich juices as a side effect. However, their Object B is not the correct or optimal tool for the job. In this chapter, we will discuss ways to acquire the rich juices of life by pursuing a philanthropic mission as our Object B. This, then, is the secret of health, a pure heart, and a well ordered mind. This is the secret of success and unfaltering faith and wisely directed purpose, and to rein in with unfaltering will the dark steed of desire. This is the secret of power. James Allen, As a Man Thinketh, from 1902. To begin this section, we need to make some educated assumptions. Without getting too much into the weeds of religion, we will assume there is some type of unifying force in the universe. We have known this force as many names. The list of names contains Holy Spirit, God, Flying Spaghetti Monster, Universal Vibration, Yahweh, Allah, and many more. For the purpose of this section, we will call it the unifying force, or just simply the force. We will make another educated assumption that this force has a mission. It is a mission of love and unification. Through the ages and through different vessels, this force has attempted to express itself to us and lead us to a state of harmony and peace as partakers of this holy mission. Through various spiritual soldiers, such as Jesus, Buddha, and Mohammed, the force has spoken through in an attempt to help humanity unify in brotherly and sisterly love. The mission of the force is to see humanity live in a state of love, peace, and harmony. This will be an important assumption to make for this section. Now, in this case, our Object A is still a group of energetic states, the juices of life, the love, joy, peace, and divine intelligence, which we would like to have be a familiar part of our lives. These energetic states will hopefully guide us to a fulfilling and prosperous life. In order to obtain this Object A, can the reader guess what will be our Object B? In order to obtain the sweet juices of life, we can make our Object B the same mission as the mission of the force. This is how it works. We make the mission of our lives a philanthropic mission. It is a mission which helps to unify and move humanity into a reliance and influence on love and unity. By making our individual mission a mission which helps the force or God achieve its mission, we invoke the sweet juices of life, such as luck, miracles, protection, insight, and others, to appear in our life as a side effect. The following diagram explains this concept in the following section. Yes, so this diagram is a triangle supported by a square, supported by a rectangle on its side. So you are the square, essentially. I am the square, and then the triangle on top of the square is the philanthropic mission. that my life I would essentially support. And then underneath it, the rectangle, this is love, luck. This all, bubbles up from underneath your feet as you sort of support a philanthropic mission. So, to describe it simply, if you support the right mission, the mission will support you. As you can see, the diagram is comprised of three parts, which we will explore here. Part one, the mission, is the leading purpose of a successful individual's life. This mission can be to solve problems for humanity, to inspire people to live their dreams, to feed the poor, or to help unify and teach love to as many people as you can in any way which your natural gifts and insight inspire you to do so. Part two is your life and all of its physical components. This part is the support system for the mission. This can be described as your will and your body, which is used to take actions which support the mission. Part three is our object A, and is where the magic happens in life. By committing to a purposeful philanthropic mission and using the resources to support your mission, the juices of life bubble up from beneath your feet and move into and influence your life from the force itself. Consider the following dynamic. We want to set up our lives so that we become an asset to the force. We want to have the force trust us enough to provide us with the spiritual gifts of life so that we can most effectively help this mission of love and unification be fulfilled. You want the dynamic to be in place so that if you get into an unfortunate car accident or sickness, the force looks around and says, darn it, who was keeping a protective eye on this human? He/she is one of our workers, and we need them to do important work for us. With this premise in place, we can begin to look at pain and setbacks as lessons and challenges. I've been given eyes to see and a mind to think, and now I know a great secret of life, for I perceive at last that all my problems, discouragements, and heartaches are, in truth, great opportunities in disguise. Mandino from 1982. We can begin to look at these negatives as opportunities to learn and redirect our influence and resources to the fulfillment of the philanthropic mission. We could even go a step further and safely assume that anyone who experiences pain, sickness, or setbacks is probably just not pursuing the correct mission in life. There is no need to fret, as a successful life is like a golf swing, and a perfect golf swing is achieved by a series of small adjustments. There is no need to give up the ship. Just try to find your small adjustment to make today, which will lead you to a happier life. Now, let us examine the process of marriage, the union of two humans until death does them apart. Some of these partakers are now in the category of divorced, quote unquote. By using the mechanics of perception, we strive to become natural problem solvers and make it a goal to give situations and problems thought and attention. After giving thought to the situation of divorce and analyzing possible outcomes, we reach a point in this book where we can make a hypothesis which attempts to shed light on the issue and achieve a solution to unfulfilled marriages. To put it simply, the mechanics of perception directs us to a possible reason for divorce, pursuit of a suboptimal mission. It could be safely assumed that many married folk do indeed pursue a mission. However, this mission typically goes like this. We commit to provide the best resources to our family so that they may live a life of plenty and success. The mechanics of perception attempts to suggest that by regarding this common family mission as important but not top priority, the married couple will allow space for the optimal mission to be recognized. By doing this, they will not only attract an abundance of resources for their children and themselves, but also a blissful and inspiring life. Most importantly, they will be setting an example to their children, which is optimal and essential for their child's development. The next figure illustrates a successful marriage and its dynamic as it relates to a philanthropic mission. So, yeah, it's the same diagram as before. It's a triangle with a square underneath it with a rectangle under the square, except it's like two squares: spouse one, spouse two, one square, second square. Same deal though. Supporting a philanthropic mission is the key. So here we see that although children produced by love are indeed precious and should be held in high regard, If one really wants their children to lead a most prosperous life, it is essential for the spouses in the marriage to make a philanthropic mission the number one priority within reason in their lives. If the force came to you today and asked, I will grant you one wish today in exchange for your human life, what is it? Your response should be, the fulfillment of my mission, without any hesitation. By pursuing the correct mission and allowing ourselves to see it through day to day, we gradually become convinced in the theory, and the fear of death is removed by being replaced by conviction and swiftness of feet. All the great leaders of our history have worked to support some type of philanthropic mission. Every great leader, from Elon Musk to Abraham Lincoln, has sought a better life for humanity through the brave application of their gifts and natural abilities. In exchange for their sacrifice, their lives have become beacons of hope and love for all future generations. In this act, we become immortal. All right, we'll pick it up again later. That's the end of chapter 1. We'll pick it up chapter 2 with Salesman Parent a little later.